Hey guys, so we are day 8th. So yesterday I didn't do as get the camera much because I started clearing out this closet back here, which you guys know is always a mess. And yeah, I have leaf pile poking me in the back because they are going to be doing some work, finally getting my central air done in 2 weeks. So I have to clear out in there because of where they need to do the work. And I need to get rid of some clothes. I'm probably going to have about 3 or 4 bags worth of clothes that needs to be donated. We're talking quality clothes, so these are not, these are just clothes I'm just not wearing, that I'm just holding on to for a reason. There are clothes with tags still on there. So I'm going to have to take it in and commit to giving away these clothes and donate them. Other than that, let's talk about books. I did finish this, so I'm going to talk about this later, but I loved it. It started with a bang, with with a bit of a what's the best way, raw and dark moment, and it kind of ends the same way when you think of the young man at the end and the choice he made. It was interesting, but we are definitely going to be talking about this because there's so much to unfold in this book, and the creative way she did the storyline that made it feel like every chapter you're embarking on something new because of the characters involved. So yeah, definitely was a yes for me. Enjoy that. What am I reading now? So Salipo, magnificent. This is the book I told you that it's translated, so they have words in it that is not, they cannot translate to English. So there's a glossary in the back. And every so often I gotta peep in the back for certain words. So they have one that says glossary on names and nicknames, and then they have a regular glossary for actual word. Yeah. So that gives you an idea. What I would say, the first couple of pages had me laughing because of how the person of interest in this. What happened is this man, I love the artwork though. He was speaker, very influential man, and he's dead. How they found him. So there's that mystery of who did what. So there's a list of people that is potentially involved. How they describe these people in one of the pages had me hollering. The author, him rude, but again, this book is just not one I'm able to fly through because certain words come up. I'm like, what that mean? And I'm gonna have to stop and like, oh, okay. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this that quick. I think this is gonna be a slow go, but at the same time, it's interesting. It's that's the only qualm I have, is just some of the writing stuff. But other than that, the storyline itself, it's interesting. Then I wanted another Caribbean, but I want a real Caribbean. And here we go. So this is Fire on Montserrat, and this is a disregard the cover, guys. This cover, is a no. I don't like it. It looks so dated and old, like real old. It's like, but it says a Caribbean love story. Now this is actual Caribbean. You feel Caribbean. You know you are in the Caribbean reading this, compared to the one that I read previously where I was like, we enjoy that. This, you're in the Caribbean. So this is about a volcano had erupted on the island, and a lot of things have changed, and the female character left the island. 20 years later, she's back. She's now have a PhD in educational psychology, and she's working for a foundation that is run by this guy, and he is now she came back to the island in hope of finding him, interacting with him. So this is a second chance and also an office romance in a way. The problem is he doesn't look the same because he had in the car accident, and so his face has went through some things. And when he had the car accident, he was young. So just imagine now 20 years later, he's much older, but he doesn't look the same. So she doesn't recognize him, and he also do not go by the same name she know him as. So here she is looking for him. He knows who she is. So there's that, how long he's going to play that game and how she's going to feel when she realizes who he is. He's also not the same person that she left on the island. So this is like that teenage love of someone that you held on to over the years, and in your mind you're thinking you're going back home to your island, that there's always that possibility of meeting the person, and are you going to still have the same feeling, that kind of thing. How realistic that is, only in a dream. Because boy, my little crush from my kiddie days, when I saw him literally 20 years later, or 21 years later, it was a no. So this is like, yeah, we're dreaming. So anyway, guys, I'm greasy. I am not camera ready, guys. But that's what y'all gonna get for the next 2 days. Tomorrow's gonna be worse because I'm gonna be doing work in the backyard, so I'm probably gonna have dirt and everything on me, as long as it doesn't rain. And we're gonna end this readathon. We are getting close. We are getting close. We have 2 more days. So what am I saying? Today's day 9. My bad. Day 9. Yesterday was 8. Today's day 9. Yeah, day 9. I can't keep up. Anyway, how you guys doing? How's the reading going on? And how are you enjoying the weather? It's been warm, but it has been raining, like a lot of rain, like heavy downpour rain, and I needed to stop. I don't mind the rain, but it just can't be coming down like that. Like, I was driving this morning, I was just like I had to put on the flashing light. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Hazard light, because it was like the visibility was pretty bad. I don't like that part. But other than that, my kind of weather. So anyway, see y'all in the next. Yeah. Hey guys, so I did not get to record anything yesterday because I was exhausted. I did some planting, and the mosquitoes here last night was so bad. Like, I couldn't even sit down for 2 seconds because it was so bad. So today I woke up finished this one. I was up early, and I finished Fire on Montserrat. Very problematic book, very problematic. So I will talk about this more at the end to give you like the final rundown on this. But I had a big issue with the age gap, and it kind of left like a sour, you know, taste in my mouth after that. So I was struggling to really like them together because of that. But I will talk about it later, especially the background of the author, which she tries to include some of that in this. We'll talk about it. So I am back with this now. I pretty much know I'm not going to be finished with this today, but that's okay. I'm going to keep reading it and read as much as I can. So to finish out day number 11, last day of CaribAThon. And as you can see, it is super windy, very windy, which is a perk because it's kind of letting the mosquitoes not biting me, even though I have some stuff I like here. But we're still gonna go to Home Depot in a few with my mother, and we're gonna get a whole bunch of stuff for our tiki to help with these mosquitoes, because these New York City mosquitoes are not playing. It is annoying. It is absolutely annoying right now to not be able to enjoy outside because of the mosquitoes, but that's okay. So I have my tea and all that, and I'm going to continue reading this and write in my 5-year journal. Basically, I just kind of write in here every day, and just a few inspirational stuff that I try to pump myself up for the day. I write in here, and I am going to again continue reading this. It is entertaining. It is entertaining, and just get into it and take my time, because like I said, it is translated, so there are certain things that I have to stop and look to see. There's also sites in the bottom of some of the pages, which I can appreciate, which gives you tells you some things are in Creole and not not French, and what some of the words mean and why they use some of those words that might be problematic in French, but that's how they describe the skin tone. Yeah. So they talked about it in here, so I can appreciate this book for that. And I'm going to continue reading and see where I go with this, and then head to the store and probably I want to go out to eat today, so I might do that as well. But this is where we are right now, and yeah, I can't believe today's the last day, guys. It just feels so weird that these 11 days went by so fast, but yeah, it's coming to an end, and I'm hoping you guys were able to read all the books on your TBR. I completed 6 books. This would have been number 7, so I'm still happy. 6 books is still a good amount of book to be that I completed, so no complaints here, no complaints. So see you in the next one. Hey guys, I am very happy to announce that it's over. That's not necessarily for the month. I'm still going to be reading a Caribbean book, but CaribAThon is officially over. It is the end, and not necessarily the end totally, because we will be doing the group discussion this Friday. So that is up to the date here. So what I will do is Monday morning, which is the 20th, I will have the poll up where I did before when I did a live show, which is the date, and I will put 3 different time, and the most popular time is the time that we're going to have this. I like to do that because I want to be able to make sure as many people that want to partake in a discussion, live discussion with me, they're able to. So I'll put the different time zone is Eastern Standard Time, and you just vote on the time that is actually better for you. So I will have that up early Monday morning, and I will have it up until about Wednesday, and then on Thursday the schedule will be up, or maybe Wednesday night. I will have a time zone. Maybe I would say from Monday morning to Wednesday about 5 p.m. Wednesday. This way I can probably put the time zone up that same night, and the schedule up for that same night, so I can tell you guys what time zone was the best one for the group. And we're going to be talking about, of course, Pleasant View. Now, I didn't need to give you my review for it, and I'm going to save some of my thoughts for that discussion. But what I would say is, I liked how this is a short story collection, but a novel form, and how even though each story, the character for each story is focused on, you still have a bits and pieces of how they connect overall with the story, which I think is clever to do, because when you write in short story collections with themes, you have to make sure that it makes sense, that how these stories collectively is connected in a story, and which is much more harder to do than other form of short story. In this way. Now, because I went to her one of her events, I have personal more knowledge of what the motivation behind this, and more so for that I can talk about when we do the group discussion. And what I would say for me, I enjoyed, let's see, the stories that I were like my favorite. Overall, I liked all of them, but I really enjoyed Home. I liked 6 Months. I like Ides of March. I like that. And which one? Well, of course, the first one that really draw you in from the get-go. But there's the other ones that I definitely, King of the Earth, the epilogue. Yeah, that one was such a, that really grabbed me. I enjoyed that. So for me, this was a good one, and there's so much to really talk about, so we'll definitely be discussing it in the discussion. Okay, so all the books that I finished, so I finished 6 books total. So of course, Pleasant View. I also finished Sweetheart. So if you haven't seen those reading vlog, I did one for every day, but I really enjoy this. Now, this is, I thought was a short story collection, and it wasn't. It is an actual novel, but it's just the way it's done. I just love Alicia Mackenzie. It's my 3rd book from her, and I can't wait to get into some more of her other books. This was my favorite book for CaribAthon. This was a 5-star read for me, Lucy by Jamaica Kincaid. This book has a special place in my heart, and I will be talking more about this book throughout the year. I really want to put this book on my blog. I really want to shout to read this book, but I just feel like it's also my personal journey with the storyline. So yeah, Bivouac. I had mixed feelings on this, because you know, a poet writing a storyline. Sorry. A poet writing the storyline. Let's try it again. A poet writing this kind of storyline gets a little bit complicated because of how he twists the message in it. So you kind of have to like really get your thought process going with this, because of how he ended, how he twisted. There's a thing that happened at the end that I'm still quite not sure about, and it is a bit frustrating for me, but nevertheless I thought it was still a book that would be great for discussion. I would love to see this, like people pick this like a group discussion kind of book, because this will be interesting. And let's talk about the last, well no, I read Sweet Hand, which is a romance, and of course it's supposed to be the Caribbean romance, but didn't feel Caribbean at all. So it was a bit of a, it's like that one's another one where I'm like, where's the Caribbean part? Nevertheless, I did think it was a cute romantic story. It does have romance, not as much as I would want, but it does have romance, and it was cute banter between, that love-hate situation. Yeah. Note to self not to eat almond nuts before I do a video. So, alright, and let's talk about this book. This is Fire on Montserrat, and this is a Caribbean love story that it says. I was good until I got to page 67. Yeah, this is 116 pages. I got to page 67 and I got real uncomfortable. Real uncomfortable after that, because this was supposed to be, in my mind when it started out, teenage couple 20 years later, and they rekindle it, the second chance romance. However, she was a teenager, this was a grown-ass man. I kid you not, the author just wrote it as if it was no big deal, and I was like, we were very young when we met. I was 16 and he was 25. He was my first, and he was also my whole world. What's the age gap on that? 9 years? That's okay if she was also an adult. She's 16 and a 25-year-old? My whole face was just like, come on. Now, had this been a historical fiction of, say, back in the days of the 40s, the 50s, then I would understand, because back then, this kind of age mess was normal. It was normal. It's not what we want to accept, but it was normal. But this is a story where it started out when they were young, and they had an incident that happened in 1996. Okay, so this was 1996 when she was 16 and he was 25. And now 20 years later, they're back. Now, that was where I was just like, oh God. It was just, there was nothing, the author wrote it as if it was like no big deal. No big deal. Alright. Get past that. Then they become this office drama. Then, oh, she was also a teen mom. So he also knocked her up. Then she thought she lost a child, and there's like big secret reveal that the child was never really lost. She just didn't know it, so she's trying to find the child. And then there's just this mix up and family drama, and it was just over the top. It was so like unrealistic. But then I'm like, no, I need to see what's going on with this author. So I went back and I'm looking up her background. She is a Christian, very much involved with the Christian church. She's very much a youth counselor in real life and all that other stuff. And I'm just kind of like wondering, how did she pass that part of the book? And I kid you not, the way it was like in the bottom of the book, the chapter, literally right here, and it was just never like a big deal. Like, no big deal. 16-year-old grown-ass man. Big deal. I was so disappointed because she didn't have to do that. She literally could have made her 16, he's 18, or even 19. She really didn't have to go to that kind of age limit, you know. It made it seem like they were both like young teenagers, and when one clearly was an adult that knew better. And like, what counseling is she doing? What counseling is she really doing? And she's very much to the church. I cannot. So and I believe I have one more book by her, but I'm gonna read it still, just because I want to see if things were different, because this was her debut. This was her debut novel. So maybe things, her writing changed in terms of how far she stretched the story, and I'm hoping that we don't have this kind of issue with the age. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Guys, I said, wow, my last book, it seemed like both romance were just not great, and I'm still on the hunt for some good Caribbean romance. I want the Caribbean romance, and maybe because, and that's my motivation, because you guys know I also write, and I've started 4 books, completed 2, it just shelf it needs to be edited, go back, and there's 2 that I didn't finish. One is like literally the last chapter, and the other one I took a turn that I have no idea how to end the story, and I'm struggling with it. But they all Caribbean romance, and it just motivates me to keep writing Caribbean romance, because there's not a lot of good ones out there that cross my path. Now, if they are out there, y'all send them to me. Send them to me. If you know Caribbean romance and you believe they're going to be good, send them to me so I can read them, so I can fall in love with them and enjoy them. Because so far, no. The other one, no. You know, I know we got authors. We have amazing Caribbean authors, so I know they can give me what I want. Again, if you know some really good Caribbean authors, please, I beg you, send them to me. Put them in the comment section. Link me. Send me links to those on Instagram if you know them. Send me links so I can start reading them and really get them out there. Because we need that kind of, we're good on the literary, we're good on sci-fi and magical realism, and you know, we're in there with those, no issue. You can find tons of those. Historical fiction, we're there, but the romance part is just, it's womp womp, you know, it's womp womp. And we know Caribbean, we know romance, so come on. Yeah, that's me ranting, finish ranting. So for the month, I will continue reading more Caribbean books. I absolutely will read more for the entire month. That is my goal. I've never done that before, but I have tons more on the literary side. Maybe I think I still have one Caribbean romance that I still can get into. Maybe this will save the month. Oh, sorry guys, I'm in nature. I'm in nature. No, things are falling all over me because it's windy. But I'm going to continue, and I will still continue doing videos. I'm hoping to do videos again. It's going to probably go down to 2 days a week now. So I'm still hoping to keep my Tuesday and Saturday, hoping, but things might change. But nevertheless, I still will be doing 2 videos a week. So, and if you haven't watched the previous video, go back, check them out, and I will see you guys in the next one. And yeah, we did it. And let me know, what was your favorite book? You already know mine was Lucy. What was your favorite book that you read for CaribAThon? Put it down below, because we always looking for some good recs, and you know, see what people are reading and what we can add to our TBR for the future. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.